Every way to lie by telling the truth explained. Number 1. The Omission classic, leaving key info out. If lying was a game, this would be the beginner level. You don't say something false, you just don't say something true. Picture this, you're at a car dealership. You spot a car that looks great and the price is almost too good to be true. A friendly salesperson walks over with a big smile and starts talking it up. Oh, this is a great choice, super popular model. So you ask if there's a problem with the car, because the price makes you a little suspicious. And they say, well, it had one previous owner, clean interior, runs like a dream. Honestly, it's a steal. No major issues you need to worry about. It's in great shape, and people love these cars. Alright, sounds reassuring, right? But here's the catch. What they don't mention is that the car was in a serious accident 2 years ago. The transmission's been repaired twice, and that one owner was actually a rental company with dozens of drivers. That's what journalists call a sin of omission. You're not lying, you're curating reality. Politicians do it all the time too. We reduced unemployment by 20%, they'll boast, but leave out that half of those new jobs are unpaid internships. And that's the scary part. Omission feels truthful because it sounds clean. There's no shaky tone, no obvious lie, just silence in all the right places. It's the truth, edited for convenience. Number 2. Framing magic. Spinning the same fact different ways. Now let's say you do include the facts, but you choose how they sound. That's framing. Imagine reading 2 headlines about the exact same event. One says, man saves dog from river. The other says, man trespasses onto private property to rescue animal. Same situation, but completely different vibes. Framing is like a painting. The color of the frame changes how you feel about the picture. Advertisers use this all the time. 90% fat-free sounds healthy and heroic, but contains 10% fat suddenly feels heavy and guilty. Same truth, opposite emotions. And here's the fun part. You can even use framing on yourself. Instead of saying, I'm late, you say, I arrived right when things got interesting. That's not lying, that's storytelling. If you tell the story well enough, people start believing your version of reality. Number 3, timing tricks. Choosing when to reveal the truth. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's when you say it. That's the art of timing. If you admit the truth after everyone's already moved on, it lands softly. But if you reveal it too early, before anyone's ready to process it, it can actually confuse the story. Companies are masters at this. They'll drop bad news on a Friday evening, right when everyone's mentally checked out for the weekend. Or they'll quietly announce a product recall during a major sports event, knowing that no one's really paying attention. Telling your partner, hey, I forgot our anniversary, hits very differently after a nice dinner than before it. Timing turns honesty into strategy, because sometimes the truth told too early sounds like a lie, and told too late, it sounds like betrayal. Number 4, truth by technicality, hiding behind literal accuracy. This is the lawyer's favorite trick. It's where honesty hides behind the letter of the law, not the spirit of it. It's when someone uses exact definitions to stay technically honest while letting you assume something very different. Think about a company's advertising on unlimited data plan. It sounds amazing, right? But in the fine print, it says speeds may be reduced after 5 gigabytes. So yes, it's unlimited at snail speed. Or a political saying, I didn't take money from that group, and technically that's true because they took gifts instead. This trick works because it plays on your assumptions. The words are technically true, but the meaning you think they have isn't. It's like hiding behind a dictionary while smirking. A truth so carefully engineered, it turns into dishonesty by design. Number 5, weaponized ambiguity, saying something vague on purpose. Now let's get subtler. Sometimes you don't even need to say much, just something vague enough that people will fill in the blanks themselves. A politician might say, we're exploring new opportunities for peace. That could mean anything, from opening peace talks to quietly preparing for war. Or a celebrity tweets, can't believe what the media's saying these days. Are they denying a rumor? Admitting it? Just complaining? Nobody really knows, and that's the point. Politicians call this strategic ambiguity. You say something that makes everyone think that you're on their side. It's like being a mirror. People see what they want to see. And this kind of truth is the slipperiest of them all, because technically every interpretation is wrong. but you never said which one was right. Number 6, the emphasis game. Spotlighting some facts, but hiding others. Alright, imagine a stage. You can't see everything on the stage, but a spotlight tells you exactly where to look. That's the emphasis game. A CEO might proudly announce profits are 20% up, but leave out the fact that expenses quietly doubled. It's not a lie, it's just stage lighting. The news does this all the time too, highlighting crime in one place while ignoring progress somewhere else. And here's the trick, in the human brain, what's emphasized feels like what's important. This is how influencers, politicians, and even friends shape perception. They tell the truth, but they aim the spotlight very carefully. Number 7, literal truth, false impression. Phrasing to mislead without lying. Now this one's devilish. You say something completely true, but phrase it in a way that makes people assume the wrong thing. Imagine your classmate says, "I was with my study group all night." Technically true, but the study group was also hanging out at a bar all night. And I don't think they got much studying done. Or for example, a CEO says, "We have no plans at this time to lay off workers," which usually translates to, "We're doing it next week." And the sneaky part is, once people form that first impression, correcting it later barely matters. Humans remember first impressions, not footnotes. Number 8, the non-answer move. Dodging questions with unrelated truth. You've definitely seen this one in interviews. A reporter asks, "Did you break the law?" And the politician replies, "I've always respected the law and served this country honorably." That's the non-answer move. You respond with truth, just not the truth that actually matters. It's a dodge, disguised as sincerity. You sound confident, you sound direct, but you never actually answer the question. And it's not just politicians. Regular people do this all the time, too. Someone asks, "Hey, did you eat my food?" And the reply is, "I had a very long day." True, but completely useless. It's like verbal aikido. You redirect the force of the question so you never have to confront them. Number 9, cropping the truth. Selective quoting or showing. Now imagine someone showing you a cropped photo. You see a man smiling, but not the fire right behind him. That's cropping the truth, showing only part of the picture. People do this in arguments all the time, quoting one sentence that supports their point while ignoring the next one that destroys it. Social media is built on this trick. Screenshots without context, video clips cutting just before the clarification. And because humans are visual thinkers, what we see feels like reality, even if it's just a slice of it. Cropping turns truth into propaganda. It's not about what's false, it's about what's missing. Number 10. Tone twists. Using delivery to change meaning. Sometimes you don't change words at all, you just change how you say them. That's the tone twist. For example, saying, "Oh yeah, great job," or "Oh yeah, great job," can totally mean different things depending on your tone. And this works in writing too. Sarcasm, exaggerated praise, even which emoji you choose can flip the meaning completely. "I'm so happy for you," smiley face, is technically positive, but could it be emotionally radioactive? Tone lies are especially sneaky because they rely on social cues. You can always say, "Hey, I was telling the truth." Sure, but you just weaponized how you said it. Number 11. Irrelevant truth flex. Distracting with unrelated details. Here's a fun one. Sometimes someone drops a true fact that has absolutely nothing to do with the question, but makes them look good anyways. That's the irrelevant truth flex. Imagine an interviewer asks, "Why did your company's system crash?" And the CEO replies, "We process billions of transactions every day across 50 countries. Impressive? Yes. Relevant? Not at all. It's the verbal equivalent of waving your shiny car keys during an argument. You're hoping the listener gets dazzled by your truth and forgets the actual question. Even kids do this. "Did you break that vase?" "Yeah, I got an A on my test today, though." Technically true, strategically useless. Number 12. The comparison shield. Downplaying with worse comparison. Now we enter the defense phase, the comparison shield. It's when you admit a bad truth but immediately compare it to something worse so you look better by contrast. For example, "Yeah, sure, I was speeding, but at least I wasn't drunk driving." Or, "Yes, the data was leaked, but other companies lost way more." It's psychological judo, redirecting guilt by lowering the bar. It works because humans don't judge in isolation. We always compare. You're not innocent, you're just less guilty than the next guy. And somehow that feels like enough to escape judgment. Number 13. Manipulative sincerity, using vulnerability to gain trust. Now, for the final boss of truth manipulation, manipulative sincerity. This is when honesty itself becomes the disguise. Picture someone saying, "I'm just being honest," right before they say something cruel. Or a company admitting a small failure publicly just to gain your trust, while hiding the bigger one. This one's particularly devious. By appearing open, you lower someone's guard. Once they trust your honesty, they stop checking the facts. Even cult leaders and con artists use this one. They share personal truths early on, real stories, real pain, just to earn empathy. And once you trust them, you'll follow their next truth, wherever it leads. This is the ultimate illusion. Truth as camouflage. The moment you feel safe, that's where the real lie begins. Most real-life truth lies aren't just one trick, they're stacked. Omission, framing, and tone, all at once. For example, I told you where I was, just not who I was with, and I did say I was tired. That's omission, leaving out who you were with, framing, making it sound casual, and tone, fake exhaustion, all wrapped up in one. Politicians, brands, even couples layer these tricks consistently. The timing, the ambiguity, the technicalities, until the truth becomes almost unrecognizable. Once you start stacking these tricks, you're not bending the truth anymore, you're building a whole new one. Every method we've seen, omission, framing, timing, ambiguity, they all prove one thing. Truth isn't a simple yes or no switch. It's a weapon, a paintbrush, a lens. And depending on who's holding it, it can reveal or distort. Lying by telling the truth isn't rare, it's everywhere. From headlines you scroll through, to the apologies you hear, to the stories you tell yourself. So, next time someone says, "Technically, I'm telling the truth," ask yourself, yeah, but are you telling the whole truth? Because honesty without context isn't truth. It's theater. If you learned something new in this video, or if you suddenly feel like rethinking every conversation you've ever had, make sure to like this video, drop a comment with your favorite example of a truthful lie, and subscribe for more psychological deep dives like this one.